Hey, Angelo. Angelo. Greetings to you. Much love, much love. How are you doing today? I hope you're good. I don't just hope you're good. I hope you're fantastic. Got to leave for work in 5 minutes. Oh no! I'm only kidding. At least I caught you live. Change. Thank you, Angela. Much love to you. Have a fantastic day, but something surprisingly beautiful happened to you today. Whatever a certain lady says that resonates, something you've been thinking about, take it on board, my friend. Thank you, thank you. Wow, these cards. Okay. So this is a writing on the wall, I think with a bit of tarot. On the 11th of July 2021, just for the daily reading. I'm going to do a quick daily reading for those who tune in for that. Take what resonates, as it is general. Hey Thomas, good day to you, my friend. So quick daily reading, but then I want to get into something that actually Sister Susie Q, moderator on here, Sister Gemini sister, I've spoken about quite a bit with her, and I mentioned this quite a while ago, and so unfortunately coming to pass, I feel. So I just want to look into that with this writing on the wall, and it is regarding the black goo. And it is regarding current circumstances along with that black goo. So 3 cards pop out there. They want to come out. That is fine by me. So we have the Moon card for the 11th of July 2021. Hey, Mama Lena, good day to you. So the Moon card is a major arcana. It's speaking of, let's see, what have we got next with that? The King of Pentacles. It's speaking of, some of you might need to be aware in business regarding this King of Pentacles and this Moon card together, that there may be some hidden underlying things that you need to take on board, or that you need to accept are going on. Maybe your intuition has been telling you something a bit sneaky is going on. You're best to be the King of Pentacles in this case, because we have the Chariot card, another major arcana after this, and face this issue, be authoritative in this issue. You might have had some gossip being spoken about you at work that isn't putting you in a good light and is completely unfair. So the Moon card, it's speaking of choosing the middle path. So still staying in your greatness, and that would be in your balance. Hey, good day to you. Staying in your balance, staying in your greatness, and using your intuitive senses to guide you forward on that middle path. But with the King of Pentacles engaging with this Moon card, this speaks to encouraging your divine masculine also to be authoritative in this situation, especially if it pertains to gossip about you at work. You've been feeling things for a little while, and then all of a sudden the information lands on you. Act on it, but act on it in your divinity and sovereignty. You are much more authoritative, and you're much more respected, and people don't know quite what to do but give you the answers you want when you can stand in your dominion without losing your balance, i.e. going into anger. So if that is for you, it might be also in your individual life, where there are some things that need to be faced, that are there. You can feel them, you can see them, and strategy needs to be put in place with this King of Pentacles to deal with them. Otherwise, they're going to cause problems, particularly in the work sphere, business sphere, or if you're working with friends. Now, the Chariot card coming up as the next card, so 2 major arcanas bookending the King of Pentacles, speaks of a quickness. So you need to act quickly here. You need to take the action. Don't procrastinate. Take the action to face what is happening, or what your intuitive senses are picking up on. Now we have the Maiden of Wands, which is the Page of Wands. Be flexible in this. Don't be too fixed in what you assume other people's reactions will be. Be much more flexible and like a child in this, of being able to be like a child. They very clearly can state what is wrong, and then they can get on with it again. And that will stand you in good stead and good reputation if you can do that. Beloved, namaste. David Berry, Soul Tribe Production. Hey, brother. You know what, David Berry? I need to get in touch with you, because I'm going to come and visit at some point, because I didn't realize, silly me, I thought you'd moved to America so that you were a Brit in America. And I just found out, just by hearing Wayne on the off chance, great show the other day too, that you're in the UK. And so I will have car and will travel. At some point, we've got to do it, brother. I've got no excuses. I'd love to spend some time with you and get into some spiritual realms, have some fun doing so. That would be great. So I'm very pleased to know. And Kaz, I find out that I thought that all these Brits were in America, in Cardiff. So it would be travel, but you know, can travel at some point for sure, for sure. So, and you know, you always have your place up here in Newcastle should you wish to visit. Okay, so to clarify these cards, we have some heavy hitters. We have death on the bottom of the deck. Something's got to be let go of here. This procrastination, holding on to things when everything in your intuition is telling you to let go. It's super important to listen to that intuition today. We have the Page of Coins to clarify the Moon card. So this would speak again to it pertaining to whatever your intuition is picking up on, particularly sneaky sort of business. It would pertain to it having an effect on your physical reality. And very much gossip is coming up, and people are triggered into being drama queens at the moment. Every government has been encouraging those who will be affected by that encouragement to be gossips, to be those snitches, you know, picking up the phone lines, snitching on neighbours. It's had an effect on people who are able to be affected that way for sure. And so this speaks UK Krill. Aye, are you in the UK? That would be fantastic. I wonder if you are. So the Moon card comes out again to clarify this this King of Pentacles. So now we've got the Death card, one major arcana, the Moon card, two, the Moon card again, three, the Chariot, four, the World card, as is coming up in the next card, five, Death, six. Six major arcanas in a tiny spread for the day. So this has a major effect and standing in your divinity and your authority, but actually taking action now on your intuitions with this Moon card, clarifying this King of Pentacles. And again, remember, as I said, staying in the middle path, staying between those two towers, not allowing anybody else to trigger you into an imbalanced reaction, i.e. anger, even upset or tears. Staying very balanced and poised, as the King of Pentacles is great at doing. The energy of the King of Pentacles will stand you in great stead for this to come out in your favor. But it must be dealt with. It's having an effect, even it's having an effect without you even knowing the impact just yet, on your physical reality, on your business, on your working relations, however it resonates with you. Now, this Chariot card that we didn't speak much about, but this is the next card, the next major arcana in this spread, speaks to things quickening in spirit. And so your reaction is key. Not dealing with this will have an impact, an implosive impact on your physical reality. So in dealing with this, you take back your authority. Let me know in the comments or in the chat how that resonates with you. 2 seconds, baby. So we have the World card as the next card, and this is yet another major arcana. So this speaks to the major opportunity right now to engage in all aspects of you and pull in all aspects of you from all realms into active, intentful authority, taking authority over your world. And the window is shutting. 1 second. Sorry, he's got another loose tooth. This boy is just, I'm sure he's manifesting them to come out of his mouth real quick. And so that's he's wanting these teeth to come out for the money, y'all. Um, oh, thank you, Aurora. I hope I pronounced that right. Um, so yes, this quickening in spirit, this window closing of a major opportunity to stand in your authority, in your divinity and sovereignty, to create the world that you want your children to live in, not just you, but your children. Very, very impactful day. And a lot of you are going to feel a lot of what you would call spiritual activity around you. A lot of you are channeling such a large amount of energy in connecting these different aspects of you that you might find that things fall off around you, fall off of the shelf, or because you're vibrating at such a high speed, at such a velocity energetically. When you're drawing these aspects together, you're building this divine space that things move out of the way for as you walk in the room. So don't be afraid if things start blowing off the side there. And so that's pretty interesting, actually. So as far as the powers that be, you better know that they are channeling this energy extremely. I need to look at does anyone know what the moon's doing right now? Which part of the cycle we're in? I should know, sorry. Because the moon is very key right now. This is gonna sound crazy, but it feels like as far as the highest echelons, some activity regarding the moon, whether that is sort of an absorbing of a certain frequency and distorting it, or using that to affect the physical reality, something to do with water, very much so. Taking water to the moon. Water is going to be very impactful as far as the powers that be. I don't know where that came from. Let me know if you know anything that will hook into that. But these energies are very much so being channeled. You can channel them yourself and use them for your greatness, or you can allow these powers that be and those around you to either channel them in a belligerent way, just or actually with an intentful way of creating a world that they want to see and that they want others to live in. Huge energies regarding separation of certain aspects and using energies of the soul, let's say, as far as the powers that be go, which actually it's interesting these cards come out, because this is really a beloved, I'm looking at beloved sip. This is writing on the wall. So I just wanted to do that daily reading first, and now I see why I wanted to do it. I want to read something. These books are fantastic that I've got, and so Abby found them at a charity shop. Should have paid quite a bit for them if she paid for them properly. So it's a beautiful engraving depiction of the soul here and the soul retrieval. Oh, that sounds nice. Awara. I'm just pronouncing somebody's name, sorry, because I didn't. Awara. Is that right? Oh, I will give him a cool ice cream from you. I will. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. So, this engraving speaks of the soul swoops down from the heaven amid the flames of Judgment Day to embrace its former body in a William Blake engraving that illustrated Robert Blair's poem entitled The Grave. Reflecting a Neoplatonist belief, Blake depicts the soul as a feminine, regardless of the gender of the body. So this is interesting to me as far as the feminine aspect goes, and the moon card coming up twice, and then death coming up also. And a lot of the things Wayne's been saying that have made me think too. So it speaks of, to me, everything being reflective of everything else. And so, like a mirror maze. So the attack on the divine feminine cannot be argued in this physical realm. And you wonder why, you try and dig into, is it just for power? Is it just for this? Is it just for that? But in the attack of the divine feminine, it is my intuitive knowing that that has created a different kind of world, with the world card coming up here today also. The chariot being the spirit with the divine feminine, divine masculine balance, and creating that imbalance, this very patriarchal world that is out of balance, not in nature. You look at nature, and nature is so good at balancing things out. Plant life is so good at absorbing what I would say are the flames here, the sun, and creating energy out of that. Creating those starches, that energy that then goes on to feed an animal, feed us. And so we are absorbing that energy from the sun, which is why I say leave your water out in the sunshine to allow it to absorb, as it would in a nice natural stream, those rays in the spectrum that are cleansing, that are nourishment, that give life. And so this is where we see that the feminine attack, the desperate ways of organized religion, of politics, to create a distorted view of the female as a representative of the feminine. But have they really been always using that as a sort of plug, and underneath in the drain it is this soul energy, this feminine soul energy, that then would animate both male and female in a much more balanced way, with that chariot card there, in this physical realm, that we would function in much more divinity and sovereignty if this was so. And so what has been coming up for me a lot, and I wish Susie was here, I sent a message, I don't know if it got through. So what's been coming up for me a lot, and it was coming up about 2 or 3 years ago, and this was this black goo. I started then seeing it as does my psyche work in that way. I draw things in, I get these visions, and then the universal energies and my energies combined bring in the sort of confirmation. And I started seeing black goo being depicted in these series and movies. And she's always here. Yes, she is. Susie Q, we love you. And so this is what I'd spoken about at length with Susie, and something called Vanta Black. And these are, Vanta Black is the blackest black that we know, and the most absorbent of all colors that we know. And it's in these little, hey Peter, love to you. It's in these little tubules. And so I pulled out all old notes with this, and it's made of a forest of tiny hollow carbon tubes, each the width of a single atom. Hold on, I need to see if I can find a picture for you. I should have done this first. Vanta Black. Tubes, maybe. Let's see, 1 second. So if I share the screen, hold on. Share. So if I share the screen, we'll search through together. Vanta Black is a material developed by Surrey Nanosystems in the United Kingdom, would be, wouldn't it? And is one of the darkest substances known, absorbing up to 99.965% of visible light. That's a wow. The name is portmanteau of the acronym Vanta and the color black. And so it's a class of brand name for Vanta Black is a brand name for a new class of super black coatings. The coatings are unique that they all have a hemispherical reflectance below 1%. So they don't let light out once they absorb it, I would presume that means, and also retains that level of performance from all viewing angles. So no matter where the light hits it, it absorbs it, doesn't let it out. A trapdoor of a paint. The original coating, known just as Vanta Black, was a super black coating that holds the independently verified world record of, we'll presume, blah, 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 blah. So if we look at some images to see, let's see. So you can see how black that is of a substance. Now, somehow this is connected to, let's see here. Come on. I don't want banter. That's maybe why. I promise I'll get into it once we've sort of looked at this. So this black goo, it is it's very black. And this black goo actually works to get back to like-for-like substance. It will move across surfaces to combine with, and when it was coming up for me a couple of years ago, a bit more than a couple of years ago, and then I was speaking to Susie about it. How long ago, Susie? Not sure, but it will work together to get to like-for-like substance and coagulate together, and it will actually move. If there's enough of it in a jar, it will move the jar, so to speak. And so this was coming up for me, and I remember discussing it with Susie a lot. And when it was coming up for me, what came to mind was, do you remember the Terminator, the one where you could slice through him and the metal would sort of split, but then, you know, coagulate back together, and he would be whole again. This would speak of that. It's similar to that for me. Now, it sort of says it's been explained by many sources. It hasn't. They've sort of kept it quiet. They've been very careful about that. They have, you know, it's been found in different parts of the world. So, you know, there's that. And I believe you're right, David. CERN is very much connected to black goo. I think this is not natural to this planet, and I do think it is, and this is what was coming up for me a long time ago. I do think it is parasitic, in that it seems to be able, when I sort of dug into this psychically and had visions about this psychically, it seems to be able to hold consciousness. In fact, I wouldn't want to be anywhere near it. And so it was a bit touchy during that time a couple of years ago when I was really digging into it. So I sort of left it aside. I mentioned it a couple of times and then left it aside to see what developed, because it seems to be even quite dangerous to be able to connect with this stuff. It seems to be of an AI type substance and I do think it is brought in, and it is being brought in, I feel, very much so by CERN and the likes, maybe other things also that I don't know about. So this is where I don't know about Star Trek. I'm sorry, Peter, but you explain it, please do. And so this is where it was coming up for me, and this is where it felt serious. And so now I'm finding that in this special infusion that is going on right now, you all know how much I've been talking about the types of experimentation they've been doing to do just this, sort of put another doorway, separate this soul energy, which would be to me to separate a whole other realm. And the feminine realm at that, the darkness, the dark womb unmanifest that Manly P. Hall spoke about. And so this is connected. I feel they've been working with, oh, stop share, I'm still sharing, sorry. Sorry, you'll see better now. Keep me right, people. Susie's not here yet. So this, and it would take away the feminine, put yet another doorway in place, which would very much effectively change this realm. Now, this black goo, I think, once it is in place, it can be used and utilized, and they've been using it in their experimentation to do this to the being. In order to have an AI doorway, so to speak, through the being into these other realms, in particular these realms that are sort of very divine feminine, not female, divine feminine. Which again would have a great impact with this reading I've just done today with this moon card on this physical reality, if we were to lose even more connection with the divine feminine. This is where we will see even more violence. This is where we will see even more reactionary states. This is where we will see less and less intuition and cycles, and being able to be guided by that and connection with nature. And so this thing, to me, speaks of a parasitic takeover. Now, in a few readings ago, I was saying get louse powder, get anything that sort of kills ticks, fleas, black mold. And I feel this is all connected in the knowings that I've been having and the warnings I've been trying to give out, in that this is very much like a mold. And so what if, let's say, it is true when I mentioned before all of this rolled out that there would be 4 at least special infusions that would cater to different ethnicities, different DNA lines. I feel that's been sort of, for those that are in the know, for those that have gone digging, proven right, for want of a better word. I feel also that we've got to the point now where we need to recognize that these things have been done. I mentioned the ethno bomb that Israel made against, who was it? Against the Islamic people, I think it was, in the 90s. And so this has been proactively done. It's not that talking weird and wacky. But this stuff will feel weird and wacky, and I feel that those who have had the special infusion that have a certain, let's say, a graph, and then if you take the kaf of in, then that's where it will be found that this is maybe particles of this Vanta black light absorbing cross/black goo. And this is where, when I was saying it's sort of like it feels like people's souls are being separated, and then had more and more confirmation of that through various different people. It feels like that is what is happening to a certain amount of people in our physical reality. Now, with this, if we were to say that this was right, if we were to say that these intuitions that I've been having and visions that I've been having are right, beloved sip, gulp, feel the same way, then I'm looking at my notes. If we were to say that that was right, it would seem that this thing would feed on fear, and that being another reason that fear is being injected into this physical reality so much lately. It would also seem that it causes and feeds on fear. That you're seeing people who, even when their own governments that have sort of told them that, oh no, you can take the mask off now, or oh no, you can live freely now, they're like, no, 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 no. It's crazy to see. And so we're seeing that in the UK. There are a lot of people just fed up and ready to party and celebrate the football. But there are a lot of people, I think David would agree, that, not as much as the news is trying to depict as usual, but, that are in this fear-based control system. And I feel that this thing absolutely is able to hook in. So when we've been having these intuitions and these psychic knowings about AI, and I've kept saying it will not even be like the dancing robot that they've depicted. Yes, that is a case, but it's like they're depicting that because the reality is so far out and so much more impactful and different than meets the eye. And this is where I feel it's being led to, this black goo. Now, this black goo, if it was injected into something, I said the word, then it would be a case of, if it works together, it seems to procreate, and it seems to be able to build and adhere to cells or anything that it touches. It seems to be able to absorb all light, as in this Vanta Black. Is that light part of our consciousness? Would that then be the doorway to our divine feminine realm that is supposed to be coming in right now in this cycle of change with these moon energies, more so to create a more natural balance pre-hijack of this realm? And so they've acted in a way that most people will not believe, and most people won't like me speaking about. I understand that, but speak I will. Of detaching, something I was really feeling for a long time and have kept speaking out about, detaching this soul energy, being able to create a doorway, a wall between the physical person, the physical being, and the connection to the spirit world, to the soul, to the divine feminine realm of themselves, so to speak. If this thing works together when it's in glass jars, to wobble the jars to get together so that it can be together and work together. When I've been talking about the kind of technology they've had to manipulate frequencies from certain stars on a huge satellite that then became true in China, they've been dismantling it now, but it was the biggest satellite in the world, and they had been absorbing a frequency from a certain star, I can't remember which one it is now, distorting it and then bouncing it out. So when we're speaking of 5, change, the midway, the gateway, the midpoint, the hump, the precipice, the hill. When we're speaking of 5, and then, the famous symbol of the Freemasons in the G, and you're speaking of how much they have put into worldwide, put into getting this built and done under the guise of a so-called, plan. What can they do with this 5G? Because this black goo absorbs frequency. So a frequency is being put out there, and this stuff is procreating and wanting to be with like for like substance. Is it going to move those people in a certain direction? Can they have certain people literally feeling like they're having a thought for themselves, and it is actually a frequency hooking into the goo within and directing them This would be the absolute epitome of hive mind. This would be the absolute epitome of, maybe that's why they've had the threat of army to get this stuff, but never quite coming out with it, apart from in Australia with the police. But, never quite coming out with the forcing of it too much. They're threatening that. They're trying to get people in fear for that so that they go of their own will for this infusion. But maybe that's why. Maybe they are building a people AI army for those that survive it. The other types of infusions, maybe just to wipe out what they see as the debris, the old and the frail. That's why they're going to push it for the children. They needed to see that it wouldn't, too many people before they pushed for the children. AI army of children growing up, being infused with whatever they choose to infuse them with. What comes to mind for me right now as I'm talking, and this is sort of intuitive, just bringing up my notes, bringing up old visions, correlating them together and speaking to you while I do it. So forgive me if it's not smooth. But what's coming up for me right now is the absolute insistence of spending so much money hooking up schools with said frequency machines, let's say. That speaks volumes to me. It literally, I've got a vision of is it lemmings that'll just walk off the cliff? Is that right, or is that just what I'm seeing in my head? Did you ask that question, Awara? Sorry, I've got to move my head as I pronounce your name. Stage 15 of the Tour de France today. Lemons, yes. Okay. Oh, that's good, David Berry. I'm so glad. If you ever need a year, we can phone each other real free, cheaply. I'm so glad your children aren't seeing that every day. That's for sure important, brother. And if you ever need support with that, or just a year to listen, you've got me. We're making the weekends magical for them. I'll make them a little something, David, and send it to you. Peter, you're lovely. No, I will not muzzle up. Oh, I see what you're saying, David. My now ex-wife changed a day or two after the infusion. She's not the same anymore. Hence me now living in a one-bed flat, seeing my children at weekends. Oh, brother, it is absolutely disgusting, and I despise what they're doing right now. And anybody who's followed me for a little while now will have seen these thoughts sort of coming in. Susie, for sure, I'll have to get her comments on the video after when she watches this later. Kibu, hi to you. Much love, much love. There are, Peter Meteor, there are currently more than 30,000 particle accelerators in operation around the world, not just CERN. Exactly. And I worry more about the names that we don't know. CERN is very definite, but the ones that I've seen through remote viewing are very much more secretive. And I feel that is the thing that I described to Wayne quite a while ago, where I saw these beings coming in that, wow, not good. And he sort of picked up on that too. So I'm just going to keep reading as I'm going through this video. And so, oh, there's a Star Trek episode, Peter says. It's the episode that Lieutenant Yar was killed by a black goo creature The goo killed her to see what it felt like for fun, with no remorse or thought that it mattered at all. Wow, brother. Well, this is what I've been picking up on with this stuff, and why I sort of kept coming out of Vision Quest with it, because it felt dangerous to be close to it, even in that process, regarding it wanting to just consume, like a super moving computer that just wants to learn and consume, and so it would quite happily do that, I feel, in the physical. Wow, I wish I liked Star Trek, because my mum loves it, and there's so much esoteric knowledge in there, and dropping of certain truths. I'm glad you're in a better place, Brother David. Much love to you. Gaia! That's it. I'm just gonna, yeah. That's what I'm trying to not say the word of, but thank you, Gaia. And so thank you for coming in, Gaia. Oliver, hello to you. You can join the reading. I'm doing a writing on the wall right now, Oliver, but you're newer field, so I'll pull you a card after I've done this. It'll just be one card, but keep calling back, because I do daily readings as well, usually, and I'll get you in there. Dan Winter, I saw some shows of him years ago. ETSSP versus Draco. Okay, people, if Gaia says it's worth a watch, I'll watch it too. Thank you, Gaia. Love you too. Love you and Paul. And in my opinion, these refugees will be the new Americans. They are not giving them the shot. Yeah, I said that. What's going on at the border is not about children, not right now anyway. It is about that. David, I absolutely agree. That's why I was asking Americans to go and just stand at vigil at the border, take turns, and bear witness to what they're doing, via videos, via live streams, to show that very few children and more younger adults coming in. Yeah, they're wanting to go there with the forcing of it. And this is where I feel, and I don't say this lightly, there is that consideration of when that comes, David. Is it better to just go out than take this? Because I do not want to be absorbed by this. And I certainly don't want my children to be absorbed by this, because when I was saying about, it's not just about this life, it's about how you access other realms, i.e. as far as you're leveling up and your ability to move through those other realms. If you're taking something that they have found that can create that trap door, that doorway that can't be opened for however long we find to get rid of it, to that divine feminine realm in particular, that is in this Neoplatonic view, you know what I mean. I don't even want to say it out loud. But when I was having those visions of, there's another one from Gaia. Thank you, Gaia. When I was having those visions, I spoke to Gaia, I think, and Paul about certain ones of these things, and in reading, saying that these things are like building up and replicating in the body. Well, this stuff can do that. This stuff can do that. And so really would be able to carry something and adhere to each cell to change the DNA structure within it. The DNA structure, if you look back at one of my other videos a few days ago, a bit more than a few days ago, the writing on the wall regarding do they know what they do with the DNA, being that spiral, that connection to other realms. They know this, and this is what they've been harnessing China to research. This is what we've been picking up on when we've been feeling this separation from the soul in certain people. This is what I've been picking up on when I'm walking around and seeing less and less freaking auras around people. That means their energetic field is very much changed. That means it might be that ultimately in the future they don't need oxygen. See, we are breath, and we are animated with that Lilith breath that, you know, plants absolutely absorb light, they eat light. We do to a certain extent, but this breath aspect made it so that we have to consume more within the physical that has also absorbed the light. They've been attacking Lilith, you know, ever since this hijack began. What if this is that wiping out of that energy? Lilith has been coming up, real strong for Wayne lately, and for good reason. And so that's where we're sort of at with that thus far. Katrinka, hello, hello. We are not the drop. Exactly, Peter. We are the ocean, so bring it on. But we do need to be taking this seriously now and standing firm and be taking seriously the implications of what looks like an animated loved one that we've known for so long. For many of us, are going to have to face that thing that is not the being anymore. That for those who have had those special infusions that are meant for this aspect, for whatever ethnicity or DNA line for this aspect, then you know that things have changed. This might be a physical representation of an animated body that looks like somebody that we used to know. There's a song, isn't there? Somebody that I used to know. That's going to be difficult, but it's going to be something I feel we're already facing. A lot of us, David mentioned that earlier. What is taking place, David says, is all a part of the multi-generational plan. Society has been manipulated, programmed for a long, long time. And where they had us afraid of AI taking over, and yes, that's a certain aspect of it. I always knew it wasn't about the robots. It wasn't about those things that they were distracting us with. This is it. AI, biological beings. It's pretty deep. I think I'll take a sip and a gulp right now, and beloved and Peter. I'm going to keep my boots on too, David. You know what I mean? Absolutely. Aurora says, I found this powerful practice. Rub our hands 20 seconds and shine that on all our chakras, also eyes and ears. Staying as neutral as possible. Absence to give our values to these happenings. Absolutely. Staying in connection. I work with energy. And absolutely staying in connection is very much important. And you know, there will be ways, I don't know, for these biological beings that have taken this, whether there is a way back from that. I'm not going to say that there is, because we don't know that yet. Oh no, I'll try and pull your card after this. This is sort of a daily writing on the wall, so to speak, a contemplation with cards about what's going on right now. But I'll try and get you in. And hi, thank you for being here. Much love to you. I think that's a cute dog in your little thing, in your icon. So I was pulling cards there as I was talking, and again, in another deck, the World card comes out. The Chariot card comes out again. This came out previously in the daily energy reading that I did at the start here. And the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of wands comes out. So this is difficult, what is going on right now, what is going on in the world right now, and what is being created. We mustn't be distracted by politics. We mustn't be distracted by the obscene things that they're distracting us with. When such serious things, I love dogs in general, but I love pugs too, Noah. When things such as this are going on, when this experiment is absolutely, you know, they are clapping their hands that we are so distracted, because the 9 would represent, with the Chariot again, the spirit world, and that having to be in balance, or the Chariot being ripped open. The 9 of Wands would speak to needing that discernment, and discernment like no other. Being able to look past the distractions, past the divisions, because what is about to happen is that I feel they're going to open up a complete new realm. They already have, by introducing this very foreign substance that I think was introduced a very long time ago, and they've found it, and they just hadn't known quite how to use it and utilize it. But through their experimentation and the abuses of people that they've been doing in doing so, have finally found a way that they feel is going to work. And so when you phone them up and ask if you're an experiment, listen to the quote that you'll get. I can't say it on here, but please do. So very much what is going on in spirit right now, this feeling of the wrenching of people's souls from the physical being, of the consciousness being separated, is so strong. And it's something that we really do need to take note of. And I wasn't going to do a video today. I was just going to do some gardening. But this thing has kept coming up. It was coming up years ago, and it's coming up now. And I needed to speak about it because the ramifications of somebody saying, well, I'll just play that Russian roulette game. And maybe, just maybe, it will be a placebo. Again, phone up and you'll hear the quote that they are being given. No placebos would be given if the narrative was true. And, you know, playing that Russian roulette game of like, well, maybe I'll take the chance. It's not just the ramifications in this life if that chance doesn't work out for you. It is the fact of this 9, as Tesla spoke of, this entry into the other realms of all possibilities. It is about what happens to even the plant life here if they manage to cut off enough of this divine feminine energy from this being able to be in balance and in conjunction with this Chariot card with the physical world. This is going back to that video. Please refer back to that they know what they do. This is so epic. This is so wrong on all levels. And it is so wrong that any of us are staying silent about it, not being divine and sovereign, and still being fooled by these stupid distractions. How dare they? How dare they play like gods and goddesses, while many on the ground forget that they are even part of that realm, that they are even more so in some cases for these beings that are in power. The ability to create and move through other realms with the development of self. This ability to be in connection with this divine feminine energy, which is why I've been trying so hard through control and manipulation, like Brother David said, throughout all this time, to detach from the divine feminine, and where they can't detach, distort and devalue. Well, now it feels like they've got some kind of black parasite that was coming up in readings ago that is very, very eager. All it wants to do is absorb. It is that Vanta black. It wants to absorb all of that light, but that Vanta black is very different. It doesn't let anything out. That is what I feel that they're doing. The King of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Time to speak truth and authority, and time to remember that we need that warrior spirit right now. That we need to cut to the quick, and we do need to be very discerning and very authoritative and very clear that when that decision is made by somebody, I'm sorry for now, until we see whether you've been part of that aspect, that kind of infusion, you know, maybe I can't be around you. Be very careful with sexual practices with people who you even have an inkling that they've had this infusion, which would be another aspect of their plan, as well as some of these infusions causing sterilization. Again, I brought that up before these things came out. You look on the website and the warning is there. Many, many women losing their babies. I don't often get firm about it. Often I'm just like, take what resonates. But right now it's like, goodness me, come on, give me some credit. And I wish I was wrong. I haven't been. This is wrong. And it is having such an impact in this physical world. What is happening in the spiritual world? My goodness. And the fact that we are allowing our children to be around this is crazy. There are so many of us, and there are so few of them. But soon there will not be so few of them, because soon there's this biological army that can be directed with a certain frequency from a certain network that has been working really hard to get it all finished off and set up just in time. Not playing. They're not playing. We're still playing around, just trying to think of ways out. And so it really will be a level of hive mind like we've never conceived or seen if this experiment pulls off. And let's face it, they've failed many times, but they've also gained many times. And even when they failed, they gain in, well, at least we know what not to do now. And you can see that throughout history, as far as history can be believed. So this stuff may solidify under certain temperatures. We don't know. Is it that it needs to stay quite cold, which is why all of this cold stuff's been coming up? These infusions have to be kept super, super cold. This warp speed, they need to be delivered real quick into the biological suit. Is it that heat? Is it that the sun is its enemy in that it would solidify it? In that case, once it's procreated enough in somebody's body, are we going to see some solidifying of bodies? Is it the heat that we need right now? The sun that we need right now? Is it that we do need, they tell the truth and the lie, and the sunbeds right now? Is it that we do need the UV right now in order to maintain a unhealthy place for this stuff to be, but a healthy place for us? I'm gonna ask. Hey, big bro, you're here. Very much so. Very much so. We need to be getting sun. We need to be infusing our water with sunlight, putting our water outside in the morning to collect those rays of sunlight for sure, with this star card here, this page of wands here. Let's get organized of how we can do this regarding reserving water, regarding finding wells, regarding plotting plans. If anybody knows, David, brother, you're in the UK, anybody else, and anywhere else, let's get together and plot some plans of where there are wells. You know, let's protect those now. Let's cover those now. Let's have people around those now. Things like this. Let's get active. These regions need to start doing that a little bit more. And I promise I'll be doing that for sure. The wrong is getting normal. That's so true, Oliver. I'm manifesting Susie right now. I've been manifesting her too. I'm sure I sent the message. Probably sent it to someone else. I'd be thinking, what you talking about? Peter says, Vanta is also, wow, a computer security company. I'm going to type that in now, brother, so I don't forget. Vanta. Because I bet you they've got something to dig into. Vanta, automated security and compliance, starting with SOC2. I don't know what that means. Vanta is the easy way to get SOC2, HIPAA or ISO 27001 compliant. Over 1,000 fast-growing companies trust Vanta to automate their security monitoring and get ready for security audits in as little as 2 weeks. Simply connect your tools to Vanta, fix the gaps on your dashboard, and then work with Vanta-trained auditor to complete your audit. Wow, so that's going to pick up a lot of information on people. To do with cloud services and security on cloud services. Thanks, Peter. Wow. Thank you, Oliver. They do know what they do. And if they don't know it fully, brother, they know enough for me. Noose. Paul Joe. Hello to you. Good day, beautiful person. Yes, if you look at the video, Awara, that I did regarding do they know what they do, that actually interestingly goes into what you just said there, that the weather, absolutely, everything does reflect in on everything. You know, you can see that with the plants, with the sun reacting in different ways when the sun is in different places of the sky. And we're so conditioned to think that we're so separate to that. But when we are animating these physical bodies, we are just as much as a part of that. And so you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Oliver, yes, it is. It is very disconcerting when AI dominates the world's technology. Absolutely. And when they've been sort of programming us to say that, oh, it'll be great, you can, with Elon Musk, you know, that beautiful man, not, you know, saying it'll be great, we can connect you, you'll be speaking to the computer, so to speak. Well, you will be the computer, so to speak. Yeah, you will, because you'll be able to hook into that frequency real well, but that frequency will be determined by these so-called powers that be. It's not good. It's not good at all. If I've missed saying hi to anybody, you know that I'm sending you much love. Oh, I'm sorry, Gaia. A very dear friend took it and now in the hospital for heart blood clot. And this is where Gaia, Paul, I'm sending my love to you as always. This is where I feel this sticky blood is coming from, that it is a very coagulative substance. maybe certain people can't take it, and this is part of the experiment. And it is causing what is a blood clot. It's coagulation of the blood, in it overly so, to create a, you know, a globule, a piece too big that won't let other the fluids pass it. So it would make sense that it is both gooey but much more solid than our blood substance. And does it solidify? It would be great to create a graph if we had the numbers to hand to see, has it been during more sunny days where there is heat, where there is fire, where I think this stuff doesn't like the heat or the fire unless it's in a big amount. If it's in a small amount, I don't think it can take the heat or the fire like in small vials or small human bodies. It would be interesting, wouldn't it, to see the rate of deaths on the sunny days for those who have had the infusions. They're the kinds of studies we should be having as people, rather than taking these twisted statistics that, you know, anybody who's done a sociology A-level, first thing you know is statistics are your friend or they're your enemy. They can be twisted to any direction in favor of the person that is making them. The Republic of Jennifer. The Republic of Jennifer. Thanks, Paul. It made me giggle. Thank you, Paul. Sending my love to you too, brother. David Berry says, interesting point with the sunbeds. There is a sunbed salon across the road from where I live. There is always trouble over there. Fights, starting big arguments. I have seen the police there many times. You wonder if this stuff, if they've taken this infusion, David, you wonder, don't you, if this stuff doesn't like, if it starts, you know, vibrating, it doesn't like the heat, certainly the UV light.
I'm the speed of Jennifer.
You're the speed of Jennifer. Do you want to sit on my knee, baby? Violence, absolutely, big bro. I can feel it coming. Elderberry says, really, violence at the tanning parlor? Wow, you English are hardcore. Barry, you've got no idea sometimes. Well, you have, you've been in America, but, you know, the football's on right now. We'll see, you know. So all of a sudden, it's not safe to have too many family members in your house, but over 60,000 people can be at Wembley. This is welcome to the world of the not real. This is where Keir Starmer in our political sphere is calling for, no, we need to keep these restrictions. No, people are not allowed to be divine and sovereign. They have to be told what to do. We need to keep these restrictions. We actually might need even more restrictions. Never mind Freedom Day. You know, we need more lockdown days. And there he is saying that one day, and then in Wembley with 60,000 people without a mask, hobnobbing, cuddling, smooching people the next day. The same with Piers Morgan. Piers Morgan, you absolute twat. You are there preaching with that twat of a doctor, Dr. Hillary or whatever his name is, and you're literally twittering on. I don't even watch it. I've just seen clips of people absolutely disgusted in your behavior. You are an absolute scum on the bottom of my shoe. That you will sit there and easily manipulate people, and you will be able to manipulate them and say that it's not safe, they're a germ, they shouldn't be around people, there should be more. And then you as well are another one sitting there the same day, I think, in Wembley with 60,000 people, no mask, enjoying the football. You absolute pleb. Sorry. Sorry, can't stand them. I will answer your question now after this. Hello, Angel. Hello, Angel over there on Facebook. Much love to you. Oh, Susie's been down. Everybody, please send Susie. I love it, Susie. Some healing. I'll give her a ring, brother. I'll give her a ring this afternoon. Thank you, big bro. Thank you for letting me know. I wondered about Susie yesterday. You can witch water. Get 2 brazing rods about 18 inches long, bend at a 90, about 6 inches to hold in each hand, and point them straight in front of you, pointing toward, and walk when the rods cross. Yeah, I'd love to do that. I'm going to be making some dowsing rods because I want to be looking for water that way and just playing with the dowsing rods. Gaia says, sending Susie big loving hugs. That's from Gaia and Paul. Your sister had a leg amputated from a clot. Somebody across the road from me had to have that done after getting a clot after a knee operation and then lost her leg, bless her. Aurora says, I made this fantastic recipe, grapefruit and lemon peel, fresh curcuma, ginger, cloves, cinnamon, all in vinegar. Oh, I'll try that, Aurora. Thank you. Grind with a blender and take in all day. Some in a glass of juice and water works great. Accompanying with strong breathing techniques can get all out. Well, I'm all about breathing techniques. That's what I do with people when we're going into meditations and going into other realms. Laura, can you email me that recipe if you have time? Lovely. My email is, I'll put it in here. And if anybody wants any personal readings, spiritual coaching or energy work, we can get together through this. Also, just email me or go to my Facebook at True Divine 44. So my email is truedivinemedia@gmail.com. Going up in the chat there, but I'd love that recipe. Thank you, Aurora, for that recipe. Oh, you enjoy your day in the park, brother, with your children. Give them big kisses and hugs from me. Tadkins Jr., hey to you. Susie Cunis, yes, we love our Susie Cunis, the valiant, the adorable. You got it, Thomas. He's wishing these teeth out. He's so happy he's got a couple of loose teeth at the same time. He's like, does that up the price? Yes, and it ups the price. So he's got plans, as you all know, with these teeth. Yes, Theodore is a he. He's a boy. He loves his long hair, as do I. But he's pretty enough to be either, so take no offense, Oliver. Thank you, beloved. Peter, sorry. Peter letting Oliver know he's a he. He gets that all the time. It's easier when he's in person because it's very boyish. Yeah, it's... Oh, David Berry says fungi can't survive past 37 degrees. The one place it can thrive in our bodies, lungs, nose, and the area behind the nose has an occult function to do with gnosis. Now that makes a lot of sense, brother, and I'll have to speak to you privately about how I know about that. It involves my son who passed over, and yeah, it does. And it's to do with the realm of smell too. Very much so. So this is where the UV comes in. UV kills fungus. And when I was talking about black mold, be aware of black mold fungus. It's coming in. So watch out on your foods and things like that, and new bedding, things like that. Check it over for this black mold, this fungus. Now, what brother David at Soul Tribe Productions, if you haven't subscribed, go over and subscribe there. Absolutely. The man's a gift. What he's mentioning about fungi came up the other day too. Now I'm experimenting, growing my own mushrooms, all legal. Any listeners of the UK, authorities,
But absolutely, because fungus can actually, it's the best thing to kill fungus. Antibiotics are a derivative of all fungi, different types of fungi. Fungi is one of the most ancient things that we know to have been on this realm, and it has an interlocking, interwebbing system. It helps one another. Different species even help one another. And so this is where we really do need to get back to that ancient knowledge. And when you look at all of the ancient esoteric knowledge, it is all about the mushroom. The mushroom helping you enter into that nine, those other realms, those other aspects of self. There's a lot, so we need to get together. Anybody who's got any information regarding any mushrooms research, I'm gonna do a series of videos or something. I'm going to do the work to do it. If you send it in, I'll give you absolute kudos for it, or you can come on and discuss it. We need to do a series of fungus, because that's going to be integral to survival and to understanding those other realms and being able to enter into them more easily, and killing the fungus that comes on our body, for sure. Thank you, David. But yeah, anybody who's got that, let's do that. Let's get the information together and put out a series of videos. We can work together to do that. It produces huge amounts of oxygen. I think this is the recipe that you mentioned, Aurora, and cleanses the gut from mouth to butt. Please do email me. I would love that. Thank you. Coffee enemas. Now, Gaia, I'll speak to you about that, because you know about the operations I've had, and coffee enemas for sure. Now, I'm not going to show you today, but I'll show you some things that you can get as to be able to irrigate at home real cheaply and do the coffee enemas. Oh, don't be sorry, Oliver. He gets it all the time. Don't be sorry. We're easygoing. Don't be sorry at all. He's beautiful either way. And he's very balanced. He goes between his divine feminine, divine masculine very smoothly. Everybody knows him here. My 11-year-old won't come on the screen. My daughter, bless her, 21, is always working at the minute. But Theodorable, videos on, he comes in. He loves everybody here. So don't be sorry at all. You'll get to know him. He's the adorable, and he's the Aquarian barbarian for sure, Oliver. Okay, big bro. See you soon. Much love. Peter says UV kills the cough too. Absolutely. It helps with all flus. The scene of smell is the closest to the spirit realm. Absolutely, brother David. What have people been losing a lot of with this cough? Smell. Taste. Taste, you'll know this, David, is very much connected to smell. Therefore, if you hold your nose and eat something, you can't taste it. Smell is taste, or its facility in taste. Very much so. Thank you, Gaia. Yes, please do. Very, very important about the rope worm, Gaia, saying it's epidemic. Okay, Gaia, absolutely. And I'll put a video out. Maybe you could come on and speak about it, sister, beautiful sister. Part of the plan. And when I was talking about that, the parasites, getting ready for parasites, Gaia's on it. She's on it, and now she knows something that we need to know, obviously, because Gaia's very intuitive, and she's saying that we need to know about it. So yes, Gaia will set that up ASAP. I promise you, ASAP we'll set that up, so ropeworm, and get in the protections we need for that. Oh yes, David Berry, all life, but they're just using. We can harness this fungi, and it's the ancient knowledge of it. You're right, brother, because it gives us life, and it absolutely, we've been so locked away from its doorways of possibilities that it gives us freely. We need to get back to that. Absolutely we do. Okay, have great fun at the park, David. I look forward to hearing from you. It's fed by GMO metals. The food is contaminated. Yeah, they're contaminating all the elements. The hydrogel, the water will be next. Thank you, Gaia. Can send some info. We'll get it out there. Ropeworm is like a fungus in the way that it acts, I presume, Gaia. It blends with our DNA. There you go. Thank you, Gaia. Wormwood's fantastic, and Candula, and I haven't worked much with plantain, Gaia. I'll have to look into that. Let me know. Was infected with ropeworm through, yep, you guessed it, bees. Yeah, I'm going to put that up there. Oh, have I hit it again? There you go. Thank you, Gaia. Yeah, ID the shrooms. They're a sacred place. Brother Big Bro's right. You have to give them the reverence they deserve. In their right context or wrong context, they'll kill you dead. In the right context, use the right way, they will lift you up and make you fly and heal your wounds. But absolutely, Big Bro, as right as always, Elder Barry. ID the shrooms, get to know them. I've been working real slow, which is why I talk about them. But I want other people's knowledge. I want to build on that knowledge because I want to be real sure before I tell anybody this is the, yes, that shroom is safe to eat. You know, if they're showing me it over a video, I'm not there yet, and I don't mind saying so. So I'm digging in and learning with you. So, Gaia, we'll have to get on a Zoom call as well and just talk too. Maybe do that tomorrow. Call Susie today and catch up with you tomorrow. Yeah, you and Paul. Send me an email and we'll get that set up. I look forward to that. But yes, ID this room for sure. I think you've got to give them the reference they deserve. Kibu, for a change of perspective, I would highly recommend visiting Darko Valek on YouTube. I have nothing to gain from this. He speaks of cleansing our blood with plasma H2O water with Celtic sea salt. Thank you, Kibu. Please, I haven't got a pen next to me, so please email me that too, because I'm all for, don't care where the knowledge is coming from. If it's good, you don't have to say you've got nothing to gain from it. I know your spirit. But that's interesting, the plasma with the water, that came up the other day too. How they could use plasma from water as a weapon, but also could be used for great goodness. So that you've just confirmed something that came up in a reading a few days ago. So thank you. Thank you. See, there's things we can do, but we need to get active. It's a natural antibiotic, plantain. Wow. That's good to know. Thank you, sister. Oh, this is one of the best chats in your land, guys. I enjoy my time with you all. Big Bro, you wouldn't be the same without you. I appreciate you, and so does everyone else here. You're holding space, being that emperor, and that's how we see you, as an emperor. Thank you so much. I do. I appreciate you very much. All of you, I do. You know I do. Harold Vella guy is saying also, people. So listen, look what we're doing. Big Bro's right. We're taking notes from each other. We're getting active. Why? Because we've faced certain nasty truths of what's going on right now, or considered what could be going on right now. And through that, we've entered in, and this is why sometimes I'm bad for not just stopping 14:14 on the clock, stopping the videos when I'm supposed to, you know, like in my time span. But I love this. I'm a Gemini. I love learning. I love connecting, and I love this, that everybody's able to take fabulous notes from here, and even be protective of one another. Thomas saying, thank you, big bro. Big bro giving him good info about ID, that's true. People taking Gaia, coming up with all of these things. Kibu, everybody. Beloved, sending out love with his sips, bless. And probably rolling his eyes at some things, but with love. And, you know, this is beautiful. It really is. It really is beautiful. So anybody quickly who wanted one card, let me know, because I'm not going to do huge card readings today because this is writing on the wall, but come back. I do daily energy readings and I'll usually slip in some cards there for people as and when I can. Absolutely. Anybody here will tell you that. Oh yes, leave it in the comments, Kibu. Thank you. That's as well. If you don't want to email, that's a great idea, Kibu. Leave anything that I've said. Please let me know in the comments, and I'll write it down later for sure. For sure. You are so welcome, Peter. I love you, my dearest. Oliver says here in the Philippines. Oh, you're in the Philippines, Oliver. We stop using insecticide to our plants because it dramatically affects the substance on it. Rather, we promote organic ways to grow our agricultural products. I've watched some documentaries regarding that in the Philippines, and wow, that's fantastic, and that's what we need to be insisting on here. Because it doesn't just have an effect on the plants. We then consume the plants, and cancers then have been occurring, as you'll probably know, Oliver. What I use on my stuff, even for my smudge sticks, that I would, oh, you've always got something good to say, beloved. What I use is apple cider vinegar that's used from my own apples that we make as like a pesticide. So Peter. But we're coming back to this, and we're coming back to this book, and we're coming back to this feminine soul thought process for sure. Because so we'll speak a bit about Plato, Neoplatonic beliefs. Just look into this a little bit because it's connected to what I can draw from that to give to you as to what's happening now. Peter, yeah. Elderberry, let me know. Who wants a card? Quick. Peter. Peter. 10 of Pentacles, Peter. Okay, so with this intuitive divine feminine energy on the bottom of the deck, so you're starting to really get into a better balance of your divine feminine, which is then allowing you to start taking even more action in your physical. I feel like you're being more authoritative, or you're being more decisive, and it is leading to this abundance and this alignment. You're starting to measure out more so to your own time a little bit, and finding importance of that with this divine feminine energy, which is super important, because then you're going to see unravel as you've always worked hard to have your pentacles. Now you're sort of releasing yourself into this more intuitive side, this more feminine side, and you're able to see the work that you've already done build up for you and just maintain itself. And you think, why did I put so much into that aspect of my life? Why did I bang my head against that wall so much when I can have a much better balance of it here? That's great, brother. Love your local farmer, Gaia says. Organic, of course. Become the farmer. Absolutely. And that's what we've been doing, Gaia. Oh, Paul wants a card. Katrina too. So Paul, my brother. See, Paul, see if we're synchronized. 6 of Cups, Paul. So let me know if that came up for you. But on the bottom of the deck, Wheel of Fortune. So where Peter had the 10 of Pentacles as a 10 and the Queen of Cups, you here have this Wheel of Fortune. You've been turning that wheel, because the World card's underneath that. You've been turning that wheel, and memory has served you well. Certain things that not just of your emotional past in this lifetime, although they've become valuable, certain things you'd already learned along the way, to manifest and turn this wheel. But also I feel, brother, you've been having a lot of retrieval of memories that aren't even necessarily all yours in dreams and whatnot, that you've been really, you know, like Odin's eye, absorbing the Akashic records that are held in the water too. And so it's been coming through you in your emotions. I feel like you might have been, sometimes when you've been gardening and stuff, getting this overwhelming sense of glee and bliss, and then this overwhelming sense of sorrow and upset. And I do feel like a lot of that isn't yours, but you're powerful enough to draw this through and make sense of it and sort of assimilate it and put it to rest as you're bedding those plants in somehow. And I know that will make sense to you, but this has been physically turning your wheel. You're in this inner cosmos view that's very deep right now, for sure. Kibu, Kibu, there you go, brother. Wow. Kibu, Kibu. You're welcome, Peter. Welcome, you're welcome. Kibu. Kibu. Queen of Swords with the Queen of Cups. Kibu, I want you to speak with a little bit more authority over what you covered. And you covered emotional well-being. You covered loving and compassion and beauty. You know, you love the cuteness in life, and that's important. But I feel that some around you may be underestimating that and trying to be a little bit of an authoritarian around you. It's for you to recognize you are the queen in this reading, and you do have the ability to start to show a little bit more authority, a little bit more of a cutthroat side also to that doesn't serve you. You don't have to put up with energies around you that are not resonating with you, so to speak, because there you are on this compassionate cloud with this ability to be such a beautiful empath, and it feels like somebody doesn't value that. And so it's for you to show your authority within that situation, very much so. You know, the loggerheads, you know, but do it with your compassionate, loving self, but a new sense of authority, sister, for sure. Oliver, thank you, Elderberry. Oliver. I think Oliver needs another deck. Or did I use this deck for that reading? I did. I'll get those cards. Hold on. Can't have you having half a deck. Oliver. See you just picking, I don't know if it's oranges or citrus fruit of some kind, Oliver, just breathing in that smell, that cleansing citrus smell. That would be very good for you right now, to increase the citrus fruit and almost takes you to a different realm right now. So whatever that's connected to, you know, go with that. Oliver. You're welcome, Kibu. Hey, Ron. Much love to you, my brother. Your trinket also. Thank you, big bro. So Oliver. Oliver, you've got quite an intense energy around you. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're being a part of this. We've got the Knight of Swords on the bottom of the deck. You can see how intense that is. It's you've got this rushing in of truth and authority and standing finally in this truth. And we've got the Chariot card again. And so this would speak to, you've really been working to get this divine feminine, divine masculine imbalance, but you can feel spirit moving through you fast. You can feel those messages, those truths, like really moving through you fast. And that's very, very powerful. And it may be a little bit off-putting when you're around certain people,
because of the impact of that energy, that energetic impact that your aura is giving out right now. But this is whatever you're being, whatever messages you're getting regarding the beauty of creation and your space in it, and what you feel driven to do. You feel so driven right now. You see this acolyte of swords. He's got his eagle on his arm. The horse is going fast, and this is thoughts, words, intellect. But it's taken action on those. And with the Chariot card, number 7, major arcana, it is about taking action on that. For sure. I don't know why the breastfeeding thing, I don't know if you're just going to come across some kind of information or a small book that you can write regarding the cycle of creation and the things that you're taking in, but it feels powerful. So be taking notes for sure for future purposes. It is excellent. Damn, all of that. What have you been eating over there in the Philippines? Goosebumps indeed. Oh, thank you, Ron. I appreciate you. So Katrinka. You're flying, Katrinka. Okay. So Katrinka, if you are in a loving relationship, or if you're looking for a loving relationship, there's very much a message that is wanting to get to you regarding the true feelings that somebody has. The Emperor card and the Empress card flew out on top of this card. So these are 2 major arcanas, and this is absolutely the representation of the divine masculine and the ultimate divine feminine. And so this speaks to taking action, building structure in your life, building routine for sure. I don't know if you have children, but if you do, it would be key for you to get them in routine. It would release up a lot more of your life than you expect. The Empress card, so taking authority, building structure in your life, building routine with this Emperor card, but also being very, very intentful about speaking with love and compassion to self, because your thoughts are more powerful than you give them credit. And with the Empress card, your thoughts, your words, your deeds create the reality that you are in, and also have an impact on your children. So being super determined to be of wisdom, of strength, and speaking those words of power and force and beauty and balance and health into your life will have an effect on those around you that are younger than you, but also an effect on you at a cellular level that will build even a cellular foundation for health, for sure. Very, very intense. There you go, Katrinka. Yes, look forward with that, Oliver, very much so. That was very strong. Very, very strong. For sure. So is that everybody for today? Because I'm going to go and do some gardening before I do some readings tonight. Kaz, I've got your reading in the works. Some interesting things coming up. Hi, Srishti. I hope I pronounced that right, but much love to you. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Srishti. Let me know if I'm pronouncing that right. Break it down for me, because I like to get people's names right. But no, however I say it, it's said with love, especially for you subscribing and liking. Thank you so much. Get some sun. That's what I'm going out to do, big bro. I'm gonna go out and get that sun. Shrishti, I'll do one card for you, and then I'm gonna go and I'll get everybody else next time. Is that okay, big bro? Or I missed somebody that said much earlier. So Shrishti, we've got the 8 of Cups for you, sweetness, and we also have the Maiden of Swords, the Page of Swords. So certain messages coming through to you that you need to listen to. There's certain things, someone, something emotionally that you're connected to emotionally that you do need to let go and walk away from and release, because what is waiting for you is so much more exciting, enlightening experiences. But I know this is difficult because it feels like you're emotionally connected to it, and it might not have come up yet, but there's certain messages coming through, either from yourself or from others with this Page of Swords, to initiate you knowing that it's time to release that. It even might be a belief system, to release that, that's something you're emotionally connected to that has now become slightly draining rather than resonating to lift you up. So do that, because what's coming for you after that, you'll feel enlightened, and let me know how that goes. So, may I know current feelings of someone towards you? Well, that would be that they're not, it's not going to work. It's not good for you. It's not for your best. Feel the earth between our toes. Yes, I've got sandals on, ready to slip them off, brother. Put them into that earth. Damn, we're in interesting times. Susie, we love you. We are all sending you love and hugs and beauty and health. And I'll be in touch with you. Thank you, Big Bro, for letting me know. I love everybody here. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. If you just come in late in the reading, go back and listen about the black goo. It's interesting and something we all need to know about it. You are welcome, Oliver. You get some sleep. Yeah, signing off. You have sweet, sweet, sweet dreams, Oliver. Make those notes. Take those notes. Everybody, you are welcome. Noah, you were here at the start. I hope you're still here now, because I said at the end I would pull cards for you. So I'm just going to do that one card, because I can't go without doing that, because I said I would at the end. I think they were the first to ask. Give me the Beat Boys and free my soul. I want to get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Absolutely, Ron. Absolutely, brother. Okay. So for Noah, who was here at the start, 9 of Pentacles, Noah. You're building, and 4 of Wands. You're building something regarding your physical abundance, and I feel it's something that you're building the structure for the projection of where you want to get to. So whatever you're doing right now, it looks really good. You're going to do really well, and it's going to make you a very happy home. There are going to be very happy people within the home with what you have achieved in the physical reality. So Noah, if you're still here, I hope you are, because I know that I promised you first to give a card at the end. I'm so sorry, I forgot until I was about to leave. But that is for you. So know that you're going to do well and be confident in that. And it's going to make for a very celebratory home, for sure. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. And I look forward to Zooming tomorrow with you, sisters, to you. And my brother Paul. Hit that like button. Elder Berry says, absolutely. Thank you, Big Bro, for holding space. I need to get Gaia and David on, or somebody, or Peter, whoever, to help you out with moderating. Brother, thank you so much for being here and moderating. But we do have the best group. .com. That is my email if anybody wants a reading or any spiritual guidance or any spiritual coaching or any energy work. That is my email. And if you go to Facebook, but all my socials are in the description box below, please give them a follow. It all helps. If you go to True Divine 44 on Facebook, give the page a like, give it a review. It all helps, and you can see the lives from there also. I appreciate you all very, very much. Much love, balance, and wholeness. Do as brother says and dig those toes into the soil wherever you might be, or the sand, or the sea, just as long as you're connecting with that nature and grounding yourself amongst this chaos. Much love, balance, and wholeness. Mwah.